How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the House Money Investing channel. Today's video, we're going to go over some crypto gains as well as 23 stocks that I sold out of today. Just locking in profits, locking in those gains, letting those gains ride on the house's money. Now, if you want to know what this channel is all about, hit that description in the link below to find out and see exactly what I do here on this channel. Also, follow me on any social media platform that's in the link below as well. And I have some affiliated links. I believe it's about 4 of them if you want some free shares or free money. So let's jump right into it. In the eToro account, we had XLM Stellar rise by 10.1%. Dash is up again today, 28.8%. We went ahead and sold $40.48 worth of SPDR, a select sector fund in the financial sector of the market. So this is a index fund here that I sold out of Cash App ticker. Then we went ahead and withdrew $71 from the Acorns account. We do have a pending withdrawal balance of $722. Then in the public account, we sold iShares Global Clean Energy ETF for $47.52. In the M1 Finance, we made 100 sales valued at $325.89. The top seller is OZON. Took out $4.02 out of that share. I do have 100 shares, of course, so they're all set at 1%. So basically, in the M1s, they try to keep the portfolio balanced to your particular setting. So since I have everything at 1%, whatever's overweight, it's going to be sold out of more, and whatever is less underweight, it's going to be sold out of less, and there on, so on and so forth. I'll just breeze through these 100 sales, and I'll just call out some of the tickers, you know, some that you may know or may not know. As you can see, we got PLTR, we got Upwork, we have GDX, PSTX, we got Pan America Silver, Riot, Global X Cloud Commuting ETF, we got Block, iRobo, Vega, DPI, PIC, SPHY, BBEU, we got Bots, BBJP, BBN, Pfizer, BWZ, Goldman Sachs, we got Main Street Capital, SCHF, we got 5G, we got FTS, HRL, we got Upwork, we got SPVM, EWG, we got Gunr, PCY, SHI-G, SCHH, FCA, IGF, we got Stag Industrials, Lee Auto, PPL, SPHQ, SPHD, we got Open Door Technologies, Canopy Growth, Switchback Energy, AT&T, Workhorse, DGrow, SPY-V, SPY-D, we got FTAG, Store Capital, Bloom Energy, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, SigMerge, Fubo, Jumaya, and MP Materials. We went ahead and withdrew another $77 out of the Acorns account. Now our pending total is $799. We sold Cisco out of the Cash App account for $42 even. We had some pretty good gains in this trade, so we left those gains, you know, inside the Cash App account and just withdrew our principal. Then we went ahead and sold ticker SPMB out of the Robinhood account. It was 1.63 shares valued at $43.11. Then we have some eToro crypto here. We got Stellar. It's around 37 cents at this time. As you can see, I put in $56. It's worth $75.44. It is up 34.72%. Total dollar gain of $19.44. Then we have IOTA, Moto. It's at 57 cents. I put in $31. It's now worth $38.18. It is up 23.17%. Total dollar gain of $7.18. Then we went ahead and sold 100 more sales out of M1 Finance, this time valued at $396.18. As you can see, OZON at the top, withdrawal of $4.83. So they're gonna range, you know, all these around $4, and then we're gonna have some, you know, for $3 or so. Just basically just pulling out my principal. That way I could just leave the gains in these shares. As you can see, MP and Jemiah were the least amount and withdrew from, which was $3.26. Then we went ahead and withdrew another $57 from the Acorns account. Now we have a total pending balance withdrawal of $856. Went ahead and did another $68. Now our total withdrawal balance is $924. We went ahead and sold 1 share of Twitter out of the Ameritrade account. I did make a $9 profit on this trade. I went ahead and purchased $9 worth of Twitter in the public account. Then we went ahead and purchased ARK-F, the FinTech ETF for ARK Invest. Valued at, we put in $5.02. That was the profit I had from selling ARK-F out of the moomoo account. So we just purchased it there in the stash account. We went ahead and made another 100 sales out of the M1 Finance, this time valued at $467.90. Top withdrawal is $546. And the least withdrawal was Jemiah MP Materials at $404. Then we sold iShares China Large Cap ETF out of the Cash App. We put out our principal of $43. We had some pretty good gains in this trade as well. We left those gains in the stock in the Cash App, just pulled out our principal. That way those gains can ride out on the house's money for the long term. Then we got GMOM here. We sold 1.62 shares out of Robinhood at $44.31. Went ahead and made another 100 sales out of the M1 Finance account, this time valued at $524.93. The top withdrawal was $6.01. And we're gonna have Jemiah, however you want to pronounce it, in MP Materials at the bottom here at $463. Then I went ahead and withdrew the remaining principal out of the M1 Finance. The remaining balance I had was $985.25. As you can see, our top withdrawal was $10.55. And our last withdrawal, or our least withdrawal, was $9.30. We went ahead and deposited $108 into the Robinhood account. Now the rest of these purchases are going to be profits taking out of M1. So the top performer I had, you know, over the last 50 or 60 days was CGC Canopy Growth. I put out my principal that I put in that in M1, and my profits on that swing trade was $53.96. So we went ahead and purchased that in the M1 Finance account, and we got 1.25 free shares of Canopy Growth. So that was a nice little swing there. Then we profited $8 off Fubo TV, purchased that in the public account, made a profit of $7.48 on Workhorse, went ahead and purchased that in the Robinhood. We made a profit of around $6 on PPL, purchased that in a stash account. We made a profit of $4.99 on Jemiah, so we purchased that in the stash account. We made a $4 profit on Plantineer Technologies, purchased that in the public account. Ticker BZUN, made a $4 profit, went ahead and purchased that in the public account as well. Then BBEU, we had a profit of $3.29, purchased that in the Robinhood account. Then OZON, our profit for that swing trade was $3.22, purchased that in Robinhood. Then Perishing Square Holdings, our profit was $2.94. We purchased that in stash. Store Capital swing trade profit was $3, so we purchased that in the public account. Upwork, we made a profit of $2.78, purchased that in stash. Bloom Energy, we made a profit of $1.84, purchased that in stash. Hormel Foods, we made a profit of $1.50 on that swing trade, so we purchased that in Robinhood. IRBO made a profit of $1.38, went ahead and purchased that in Robinhood. SPHY made a profit of $1.35, went ahead and purchased that in the Robinhood as well. Ticker MSOS, profit of $1.34. Block, we made a profit of $1.16. BBJP made a profit of $1.10. And the rest of these are going to be a profit of $1 or less. If they were less than $1, I just rounded it up to $1. That way I can carry over those gains. So we had AGQ, FINX, STPK, we got XLRE, we got the Cloud X ETF, CLOU, we got CMPS, Charles Schwab, SCHH, XSVM, DES, SPY-D, ticker BLCN, ESML, SPSM, XSOE. We got Bank of America, Global X Robotics and Artificial Intelligence, MLPA, XLF, EPI, 5G, Main Street Capital, ESGE, SPHD, Work or Slack, XMVM, DGRO, SPLG, PCY, AT&T, SPHQ, Leg R, SJNK, XSLV, SHAG, EWG, Wells Fargo, SPMB, XLE, CIBR, Stag Industrials, FLRN, FTS, SUSB, IBMK, MP Materials, SPIB, FDL, IMTM. So those were all the profits we made off the M1. Then we went ahead and withdrew some principal out of M1 of $551.09. Then we purchased $1.55 worth of triple QJ in the Robinhood account. That came from me selling my position out of public I had in triple QJ, valued at $52.55. Then we purchased $1.45 of Exxon Mobil. That came from me selling one share out of the Fidelity account at a strike price of $49.95. Then we sold our daily S&P oil and gas, bullish 2 times. We did take a small loss on this play. Then we purchased $1 of VTIP. That came from me selling VTIP out of the Cash App account, valued at $44.20. So our profit was around $1. Then we sold IBMO. We had 1.66 shares, sold it for $45.12. Then we sold GDXU at $43.58 in the Cash App account. We purchased $1 of VMBS. That was because I sold out of my position I had in Cash App for $46.08. Then we purchased $1 EEM. That was the position I sold out of Cash App for $47.94. We purchased $1 SPLV. Another position I sold out of Cash App for $48.05. We purchased $1 of KRE. Once again, another position I sold out of Cash App for $49.01. Then our Vanguard Total Bond International Bond ETF, we sold $49.68. Took a 32-cent loss on this trade. We sold Tattoo Chef. We lost about $3 or $4 on this trade in the stash account. Deposit another $10 in the Robinhood. Purchased $4.61 worth of ticker LSF. That was due to me selling my position I had in stash. Then we sold CTO out of stash, NUAN out of stash. We purchased another $1.37 of ExxonMobil. That was from the position I sold out of stash of ExxonMobil. Then we'll just have some confirmations here. So we purchased 2% of a share of Exxon, purchased 8% of a share of LSF, purchased 1% of KRE, purchased 1% of SPLV, purchased 1% of EEM, purchased 1% of VMBS, purchased we sold 1.66 shares of IBMO. We bought 1% of a share of VTIP. We bought 2% of ExxonMobil. We sold 1.56 shares of Triple JQ. We bought 3% of a share of Triple JQ. We bought a very small amount of IMTM. Bought 2% of a share of FDL. Bought 2% of a share of SPIB. Bought 2% of a share of MP Materials. We bought 3% of a share of IBMK. We bought 3% of a share of SUSB. Bought 2% of a share of ticker FTS. Bought 3% of FLRN. Purchased 2% of a share of STAG. Purchased 2% of XLE. 3% of SPMB. 2% of EWG. 1% of SHI-G. 1% of XSLV. 3% of SJNK. 2% of Leg R. 2% of SPHQ. 3% of PCY. 1% of SPLG. 2% of ESGE. 2% of Main Capital. 2% of 5G. 2% of EPI. 2% of XLF. 1% of MLPA. We bought $1 bots. Bought 2% of XSOE. 2% of SPSM. 2% of ESML. 1% of BLCN. 2% of SPYD. 3% of DES. 2% of XSVM. 2% of SCHH. 2% of CMPS. 3% of CLOU. 2% of STPK. 1% of FINX. 1% of AGQ. 3% of BBJ. 2% of MSOS. Guess I can't get that out of the screen. 4% of SPHY. 2% of iRobo. 2% of Hermel. Bought $3 of Store Capital. 4% of OZOM. Got a 0.11% of BBEU. We got $4 of Bzun. $4 of Plantaneer. We got $6 of PPL. We bought 16% of Workhorse. We got $8 of Fubu. Fobo. We bought 1 share of Canopy Growth. We sold 1.62 shares of GMOM. Bought $9 of Twitter. We sold 1.63 shares of SPMB. We sold 1.52 shares of ticker ICLN. We got 3% of a share of Triple QJ. Bought $1 of bots. And yeah, that'll be the 23 trades I made. A couple crypto gains for you guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell, follow my journey. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.